So, guys, the Superstars from WWE SmackDown Live are in Jonesboro coming up on Monday night. First National Bank Arena. Tickets are on sale right now at kfin.com. And we are joined on the phone this morning. We've talked about this all week by WWE Superstar Becky Lynch. Good morning, Becky. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Hey, we're doing well. The only thing is, we haven't had our breakfast yet, and we're all a little bit hungry here in the studio.
Why?
Well, I'm just kind of wondering, if we were going to have the Becky Lynch breakfast, what would the normal breakfast be for Becky Lynch?
Ooh, okay. So that depends, right? Where am I?
You are in the United States.
Okay, but am I at home? Am I on the road?
Let's say you're on the road. It's a normal Tuesday night. You're getting ready for SmackDown Live. Where are you going to eat on the road?
It's a Tuesday morning. Okay, all right. So then I'm probably in a little bit of a pinch, a little bit of a bind. So I'll probably go to Starbucks and I will get my usual large Americano with a little bit of steamed almond milk, and then I'll probably get the egg white bite, and then I'll go train because I don't want to have something too heavy, but I want to have something with a little bit of protein so that I don't pass out while I'm working out, and of course my caffeine. But if I'm at home now, that's a different kettle of fish. Then I might make myself some breakfast. Either I'll make myself some breakfast quinoa, maybe a little quinoa, maybe a little bit of coconut on top of it, maybe a spoonful of almond butter, a few berries, or banana, if you will.
Wow.
My favorite food in general is toast.
Really?
You can't ever beat a slice of toast with maybe some almond butter, some banana on top, maybe a few cacao nibs.
So is this the way you've eaten your entire life, or is this something now that you eat like this because you have to train so crazy to be a WWE superstar?
So do you know what? Actually, I will say I've probably never been more. I used to be more on a strict plan, right? And I would have to have my 6 egg whites and half a cup of oatmeal and blah blah blah. Recently, I've kind of learned to listen to my body and trust my intuition on what my body needs, and if it's telling me to eat some toast with some almond butter and a banana, then I'll have that, and kind of just do everything more organically, and I found that that's worked for me the best.
So what type of workouts are you doing? Are you doing more of the CrossFit type of workout? Are you doing just more cardio, or what's that look like?
No, yeah, I do CrossFit, because I feel like it's the thing that best replicates what we do in the ring, it's lots of functional movements and lifting up heavy things such as other women,
right.
And getting up and down, real quick, like burpees and things like that. So you just and agility. So I found that that's probably the best workout for what we do. And then I mix it in with some yoga on my off days, so that I just don't become super stiff.
So do you ever have a day off, or is it always something?
So I probably not. I like to do something every day, whether just to keep active. I just feel better. So yeah, if it's a day off, then I'll probably do some yoga or maybe go for a big long bike ride. But I'm a little restless, so I just like to get that excess energy out of me sometimes.
Hey, Becky, it's David the Barrel Boy. So with all of that training you do, I mean, it's been a lifetime of training, I can imagine. Was that kind of your goal, to be a WWE superstar from a very young age?
Oh, absolutely not, no. So I failed PE when I was 15. My mom came into the school. The PE teacher made her cry. She told her that I wouldn't do anything. I just wouldn't listen, which was true. I wouldn't do anything. I thought I looked funny when I ran, right. So I just wouldn't do anything, and so I failed. And from then on, I was kind of like, you know what, Rebecca, you probably need to get your act together. Maybe you should get involved in something fitnessy. And I found out, and I was a big wrestling fan. I found out they were opening a school, and I went down, and lo and behold, there was Finn Balor, Fergal Devitt at the time, he opened the school, and I went down, and I fell in love with it.
WWE Superstar Becky Lynch joins us on the phone this morning. So you mentioned that you were a fan of wrestling growing up. Was there anybody who was we could single out as your favorite wrestler that you used to watch, that you really enjoyed seeing on television?
I think that Mick Foley is the person that hooked me back in. I wasn't. I was a fan when I was younger. right? Like, I loved Hulk Hogan, The Ultimate Warrior, and I used to, me and my brother would have little wrestling matches on my mom's bed and stuff. And then I kind of fell out of it for a while, but I would watch, my brother would be watching it, and Mick Foley would come on and be cutting these really sympathetic promos, just full of heart and passion, and I would feel so sorry for him, and I just wanted him to succeed, and I would just sit and watch, and then it got to the point where I was just like, hey, just let me know when Mick Foley is on. So then I would come, I'd watch whatever he was doing, and then that was it. Then I just got hooked, and then I stayed. And it's worked out well for me.
I would say so. So which one of the faces of Foley was your favorite?
Cactus Jack, probably.
Yeah, mine too. I was a fan in Texas in the old World Class. He came through in like 1989, and I loved Cactus Jack from the very beginning, so it was way back. Let's talk about that previous era. Like, if you were able to have a dream match, it's Becky Lynch versus a WWE superstar from a previous era. Who would you choose to have that match with?
Well, I will say it was so cool to be in the ring with Lita at the Royal Rumble, because I remember when I saw her for the first time, I was like, whoa, who is this? This is a woman I can relate to, because a lot of the other women I couldn't, but her, I was like, oh, she's got funk and she's got fire. But if it's going to be another woman, then definitely Lita.
Hey, so what is your favorite thing about being a WWE superstar?
Probably the fans, and just seeing their reactions and like I feel we love this, right? And but we wouldn't be able to do it without them. And so when you get to do things like a Make-A-Wish, or I was just up in Seattle filming something with Special Olympics, and just how much your presence from just doing what you love helps and encourages other people. I think that's amazing, and that's a beautiful thing. And because sometimes you kind of maybe you get a little bit self-reflecting, and you're like, why me? Why do I get to live this life or whatever? But if you do it well and you put everything into it, you can affect somebody else in a really positive way, and I think that's super encouraging.
So we see the glitz and the glamour, the TV and the big lights and WrestleMania and all that stuff. What's the toughest part about being a WWE superstar?
Probably the travel. Like you're gone 52 weeks a year. There's no off period. So like I don't get to see my family very often. I never really get back to Ireland. Maybe I might see them for a day or two a year. So I think that ends up being pretty tough. That's probably the toughest thing.
So the dramatic changes in the presentation of the women over the last couple of years with the women's evolution, I mean, it's drastic. It's totally different than what it was even 5 years ago. How important do you think that is for you all as the superstars, but also for the women who watch?
Oh, I think it's essential. That's, I think 40% of our audience is women. And you like, even from the time that I've been here, you can see just such growth in the young girls in the audience, and they're all, and it's one thing to, I feel like sometimes you just need a role model of the same gender, and it's easier to look up to them and emulate them and want to be like them. And I think that's why it's super important. Because even so, I'm a MMA fan, right? Oftentimes I'll prefer watching the women, right? Because I can relate and I can see myself in their shoes, as opposed to the men, and vice versa, I'm sure. But I think it's so essential that equality is across the board.
Some of the questions we had from Facebook today, from Alan Young, he says he heard at one point that you were a flight attendant. Is that true?
That is also true, yep.
And Alan was wondering how different that is from being a flight attendant to being a WWE superstar on planes all the time.
It's a lot different. At least that's where I get most of my sleep.
Right.
Whereas it's not where I got most of my sleep before. I think it probably helped me in terms of being able to navigate an airport and being able to navigate jet lag. I think it was good training, and being able to be on time for things, because you have to be on time. Otherwise, the flight was delayed, you'd be fired.
Right.
And that's obviously important for being a WWE superstar. But yes, it's completely different. I did not beat people up on a regular basis or get beat up while I was a flight attendant, contrary to popular belief.
Yeah, right. Kevin Lancaster has this one from Facebook. He says, if you could main event against somebody at WrestleMania next year, who would you choose to main event against?
Charlotte, Sasha, and Bailey.
Kenan Brown says, what did you hear, Yanny or Laurel?
Laurel.
If we were to get a hold of your phone today and went into your music, what type of music would we find?
You would lots of Pearl Jam, just colossal amount of Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, Stone Temple Pilots, Rise Against, Rage Against the Machine.
Nice.
Would probably be my main one.
What's the most embarrassing thing music-wise in your phone?
Either Hanson or Bewitched.
So Monday night, WWE Live, the Superstars from SmackDown at First National Bank Arena. Again, tickets are on sale right now at our website, which is kfin.com. Becky, if you could talk to somebody who's never been to a WWE Live event, what would you say to get them to go to that arena? What's that experience going to be like?
Like nothing that they've ever witnessed before, and I don't think there is a single thing in entertainment that can replicate it, because it's so much adrenaline, so much energy, both from the performers themselves and from the audience. There's pyro, there's lights, there's cameras, there's so much action, and there's a whole lot of straight fire, especially if I'm there.
Hey, we appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to talk to us, and we'll see you Monday night at First National Bank Arena.
Excellent, can't wait.
Becky Lynch.
Thank you.